Hello, coolers. Welcome back to Viva Barça and welcome to the home of everything Barcelona. In this episode, we are going to be discussing on the post-match reaction from Xavi and some other players, Alonso, Ter Stegen, who did react after the disappointing 3-0 defeat to Bayern Munich yesterday at the Camp Nou, which, of course, before heading into the game, we're already disqualified from the group stages of the Champions League and we're heading to the Europa League. Of course, we're going to be discussing on what Xavi had to say after the game, as the Barca boss did accept the blame for Barcelona's Champions League exit, saying that I am the main one responsible. Of course, he is the one responsible, as we know. Then Ter Stegen, Alonso also reacted, saying that still many things to fight for ahead. So guys, before we get right into the full stories, please do ensure to subscribe if you haven't. If you're just coming across the channel for the very first time, you're so welcome. Consider liking the video and please watch right up to the very end. Barça, Barça, Barça. Barcelona succumbed to a 3-0 defeat to Bayern Munich at Spotify Camp Nou in their penultimate UEFA Champions League fixture of the ongoing season. Coming to the contest, Barcelona had learned that they were eliminated from the competition after Inter Milan beat Victoria Pleasant 4-0. And knowing their fate seemed to have resulted in the team being not motivated enough as they looked below par in the early exchanges of the encounter. Bayern Munich scored twice in the first half through Sadio Mane and Eric Maxim Choupo-Moting, and Benjamin Pavard added a late goal to seal the emphatic victory for the Bundesliga champions. Addressing the media after the game, Barca manager Xavi Hernandez took the responsibility of the Champions League exit upon himself and admitted that it was a reality check for the team. He said, talking about the elimination, we have to face reality. I said that we had to grow through hard blows. We have to keep going. We say goodbye to the Champions League, a blow that forces us to be self-critical. I understand that people are talking about failure, but we have analyzed everything. We have made many mistakes, but in the other games, we have competed to deserve something more. On the loss to Bayern, he said, Barca didn't compete today. We didn't reach Bayern's level. Bayern were better today. They played more intensely and aggressively than us. On whether Inter's win affected the team, he said, the truth is that knowing that we had already been eliminated from the Champions League before the game against Bayern had affected us a lot. Wow. Guys, can you hear what he's saying? It showed, in fact, yesterday we saw it in that game. It showed like Barca were not playing with motivation, and Xavi has just confirmed that. On the fan support, Xavi said, today the fans were 10 on 10 and supported us until the last moment. The least we can offer them is to approach them and thank them. The fans do not deserve this. They have been amazing. On the performance, Xavi said, for the first time this season, I felt like we didn't compete at all. They overtook us completely. We are out because of our mistake, nothing else. On the goals of the season, Xavi said, I still think we can and we need to win titles this season. We have to keep going. We have titles to fight for this season. On how things pan out for Barcelona in the Champions League, he said, the truth is that this year, unlike the last, I felt like we had the squad to win this tournament. What happened is unacceptable. In Munich, we were better than Bayern and we didn't take advantage of that. I was affected after the Inter match. The refereeing decisions were unfair and so was the results. On whether La Liga is in decline, with just one team left in the Champions League, he said, how can you say that La Liga has declined? Villarreal reached the semis last year and Madrid won the competition. La Liga is at the same level as the Premier League. On who is at blame for Barca's situation, he said, I am the main responsible. I'm the main one responsible for the elimination. Then on to the next story of discussion, why Inter Milan's win in the game against Victoria Pleasant sealed Barcelona's fate in the UEFA Champions League. Many expected the Catalans to come out all guns blazing against Bayern Munich in an effort to prove themselves and make even a statement. However, what unfolded at Spotify Camp Nou was quite the contrary. Xavi's men were handed a defeat in front of over 80,000 fans as they came clearly second best against Julian Nagelsmann's side. Sadio Mane opened the scoring for the Bavarians in the 10th minute, and Eric Maxim Choupo-Moting doubled their lead less than 10 minutes later. The third goal of the night came in the final minute of stoppage time via Benjamin Pavard. Marcos Alonso started the game at centre-back for the host and clearly had one of the less impressive performances of his career. Speaking to the media after his team's defeat, the Spaniard said, "It was a difficult match to play. We have to keep working, and thanks to everyone who attended." However, the former Chelsea man refused to consider the season a failure and reiterated that Barcelona were still competitive on multiple fronts, as he said. "Have we failed? We have to talk about this at the end of the season. There are still many things to fight for." Alonso then said that Barcelona were ready to compete for the Champions League this time around and that their elimination was a result of carelessness and poor luck. He said, "I think we were ready to compete in the Champions League, but we have to pay attention to small details." He then explained the impacts of knowing their fate before kickoff and how it affected not only the players' mentality but their performance on the field. As he said, "It's hard to go out and play knowing you are out of the tournament. We didn't go out to give this game or this result, but it turned out like that. It's a bad experience, but we have to keep going." Marc-Andre ter Stegen has been phenomenal this season for Xavi's side, but even he could not save Barcelona from ruthless Barca Bayern attack. When asked about how he felt after the game, the shotstopper said, "It's a weird feeling. It's already a matter of having some pride." Talking about the road ahead of the team's next objective after their elimination from the Tier 1 tournament in Europe, the Champions League, the goalkeeper said that they would focus on remaining competitions. He said, "It is not easy. We have to focus now on La Liga and compete for the Europa League. That's what we have to do." Finally, ter Stegen accepted that the result and its consequences were difficult pills to swallow, as he said. "It hurts me a lot. Our goal was to stay in the Champions League. We have to criticize ourselves. We are the first to want to improve." So in summary, those were some of the match reactions from the Barca camp. Xavi, of course, it's good that he did accept that he's the one responsible for the failure. It has been a mess. Like, I don't think there was anybody in this world who could like foresee what have happened. Like, the way Barca have been poor in the Champions League, it's like we're a different team in La Liga. I don't understand. Yesterday, there was no competition. It was a one-sided encounter. Bayern just read Barca like a book. Like, we can't do anything. We had no threats whatsoever. We were just empty vessels in front of Bayern. Bayern were dealing with us anyway. Like, they dominated midfield, dominated defense, attack. They were ruthless. But we were just there. And to be honest, I saw the boys playing and like the mentality was down. It was down. I was even shocked when Xavi was openly telling the press the other day that, the players, in fact, including himself, they'll be watching the game in the dressing room, Inter vs Victoria Pleasant. Does that make any sense? We all know the likely outcome of such games. It's in the San Siro, come on, and even if it's away from home, Inter Milan are favorites by miles to win. And they did just that, trashing Victoria 4-0. What do you expect them to do? And you watch that game with your players, definitely it's going to be mind-breaking. The mentality was down. I saw the team, I couldn't believe it because they were not playing with motivation. So what was the essence? So it is what it is. We have to accept that Europa League is our level. We're going to go there and compete. Atletico Madrid is also there with us. Ajax. It's not going to be easy. Arsenal, Manchester United. So if people think that Barca will have a free run to the Europa, sorry. If Xavi don't improve, even the Europa opponents will deal with us. That's just what I think, because they are very good opponents this time around in the Europa League. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.